literally just wrote this in about a couple of hours. No, it's about 6 o'clock in the morning and I've been up all night again. Yay! Me, night owl. Nah. Hey guys, this is TGStudios in Roblox Studio. You know, in custom models you got like a weld script that welds everything together. Well, I found one problem. There's definitely one problem with that kind of weld script, well most of them anyway, is if you take out the source or the base brick, the model just simply falls apart. Like, I've got the similar sort of script here. I'll show you the actual script itself. And my mouse is going funny again. Yeah, so it's just basically just a weld to part A to part B from the base, which is that one there, which is the red. It just welds all of these to that base. When this base gets taken out, you see that? Move that part and it all falls apart. Now it's fine if you move any other part, but I just say I'll re-enable that. I say I want to move that bit. That's fine. Let's remove this bit. That's fine. Let's remove this bit. And then this bit. You see, we've got a gap there now. And you can see that's sort of welded to that. Or to that bit there. So that's unrealistic, as I say. So what I've been working on that problem. So if I swap these two scripts around, we shouldn't see any difference. So let's just enable it to make sure I haven't done what I've done earlier. Yeah, those blocks down below just to show that that it's sort of connected or not connected kind of thing when they fall upon it. So let's run the script. I'll show you the script in a minute. So let's remove this one first. It all falls down in one spot, and those bits in the middle are actually still welded together. So if I wanted to, I could do something like this. Get rid of that. You see that? The other part just came apart. There you go. So you can actually carve up a model if you want with this new welding script, rather than welding it to the base or a base. So the script is as follows. I'm getting every single part of the model, which in this case it's just these bricks. Should I say these bricks? Basically these things, and then I'm checking to see if there's a model within the model. In other words, you might have something like that, and you've got parts inside, kind of thing. It's getting everything inside that model apart from itself by that switch there. So it's checking for a base part. Base parts are basically anything you can place in the Roblox world. So what I'm doing is I'm checking for that. If it's a model, then it calls itself. It's a bit funny if you think about it. I tend not to think about it, I just know it works. So basically just calling itself, and then when it comes across a base part, which is basically a part if you like a girder thing, a wedge part or something like that, it would come down to this bit, this little bit here. So then what I'm doing different is I'm cloning the part, resizing that clone to a size just slightly bigger than the part itself. I'm anchoring it and putting the parent to workspace, then just doing a little bit of colour thing, just put it to grey. That's not necessary, that's just for debugging kind of thing. Then I'm calling for every single part in Roblox, as far as I know, has got a internal function called get touching parts. It returns a table of everything that's touching or intersecting that part. So I'm going through all those parts and then welding the part that we're on. Let's just say this highlighted part here, and it's touching these two here. Let's just say it's touching those two. It will weld those two together to this part. I do hope my mouse is actually showing this time, because I've noticed in every single, or nearly every single recent video, my mouse is not actually showing, or it's stopped. That's a bit annoying. So I'm welding that together. I'm sort of cutting down the lag, because it's really laggy process this. So it's good for little models like what I'm actually showing you. But if you got over a model with over 10,000 pieces, let's just say, it would take its time. So the other way would be actually better, but this way would be more effective, more realistic if you like. So after I sort of clone it and stick it all together, I'm just literally just destroying the clone and then setting the part that I'm working on to anchor to false, and that's it. Literally just wrote this in about a couple of hours. No, it's about 6 o'clock in the morning. I've been up all night again. Yay! Me, night owl. Nah. So yeah, that's basically what I've been doing. Well, I've been doing a number of things. If you ever look at my free models or my model section on my profile, you see a lot of things on there being updated. So in theory I should be able to cut this in two. There we go. So let's get rid of the anchored part. There you go. I'm thinking of actually releasing this code so you guys can actually learn from it. If I get any requests down below in the comment section, I will be releasing this, because it's quite a cool little script. It's basically just that, just one function, maybe two functions. Little thing that I was doing earlier, the way I was actually developing it with a new collision code thing. Wasn't really going to show you the collision code because it's not done yet. I'm still working out bits and pieces, but I suppose I can show a preview. So yeah, let's close that down. Too many windows. View, what's it? Start page. That's it. Right, so what's going to happen is there's going to be a chimney that's going to grow out the ground here, and I'm going to fire at it with this this cannon. So here we go, and I've also coloured it just to show you that it's actually working, or should I say for the what's to come in a minute. Yeah, this is the lag I was talking about. See that? As soon as it finishes, we're good. So the new collision code I'm writing, it's going to work similar to the way that my old collision code works, but with one exception. What you're about to see is what I have in like an idea of how glass should react to impacts. Well, let's fire the cannon. And this cannon, I've actually made it as realistic as I can. I might actually update my new high or medium definition camera cannon. Let's fire. Yeah, so basically it subdivides the parts that it hits So rather than big blocks falling down, we get those tiny little things. And yes, it's very, very laggy. And I'm still sort of working on it. The collision speed is not yet defined yet, so it's at max speed, so anything that gets touched breaks into those little bits. If I remember, I've actually made a couple of glass panes where it sort of fills part of the base plate, and I fire at it with this cannon. I can fire at it with this cannon. I've actually recorded it. If I remember to put it on at the end of this, I can do a little cinematic of showing the sort of the breakage part of it, if that's even a word, breakage. In other words, think of glass breaking, but it breaks really, really quickly. But if you slow it down many millions of times, you can actually see the sort of the cracks sort of growing. That's basically what this script is capable of doing. Let's actually quickly show you. Let's actually disable that, and I'm going to make a quick wall made of glass. Move that up there, move that over. Right, duplicate, wahaha. Group duplicate. Let's group that together. Duplicate. So in effect, this should show the effect, but it's really, really laggy. Assuming I got everything right. Group that together, duplicate. I'll have to change something in the collision code, but we should be good. And maybe the Weld script, if I haven't deleted it. I think I have. Oh, Boulder Dash. Right, that means I'll have to get it from my free models. What shall I change here? Workspace model, that's fine. That was a little sneak peek in the actual collision code. It's all in one script. And I'm programming in it how hard each material on Roblox is, according to how fast the things are going. I'm also including a way of actually doing, if you ever watched my my custom force field thing, it's got a little bit of code from that, so it's a bit of everything kind of thing. And I finally worked out how to sort out the power of that force field by doing this script. I forgot that this reflect function returns a vector 3 value, but it's not a length of 1, which I thought it was. So the way I rectify that is just calling unit on it, and we're done. So basically what this collision code is doing is it's checking for any part that is colliding with it and how fast it's colliding, like its velocity minus, I think it's minus the actual part that's colliding with it, to get the speed of the impact. Then it's determining how fast that is and how much health the part has got. That's another little feature I put in, like the original. If it gets below 0 health, or if it goes way below 0, it starts to shatter, which is what we saw on that first little instance. So if I rename these, just to get this set up. In fact, I don't need that weld script because it's all welded together nicely. Thanks to Roblox. Glass. When Roblox finishes. Come on then. When you're done. I forgot Roblox doesn't like me renaming things multitasking like that. Oh well. 0.5, 0.9 to make it glass-like. Right. Not very good glass, but that would do. Let's move this into the centre. So hopefully, if I've done this right, we should see it hit the part in the middle, and then it should spread out from that hit point. So let's try it. Cross your fingers. Right, let's fire the cannon. Let's actually enable that. The most important thing. Whatever. Good times, as someone said. There you go. Now, are we going to see anything coming out from that part? Probably not. Oh, there we go. It's starting to break. Because I'm recording, it's not going to do it. Seriously, when I think you will actually see it in a bit on my little cinematic that I'm going to do after this. It hit the part and then it sort of spread out, sort of fanned out, not evenly. It sort of felt like fingers coming out from the impact site. Let's try that again. Let's move that over. It might be the size of the blocks I'm using as well. So let's do that. Right. I'll have to weld them together, I think. Select children. Select children. Why am I doing that? No, wait a minute. I have to do that. Because I just thought I could just type in the search box glass and it will highlight them all, but it does not. Roblox, get on with that. Make that a feature. Right, I forgot what I was going to do then. I'm going to join these all together. That's that side, I don't want that side, I don't want that side. So we should be good now. Hopefully we should be golden. Right, let's try again. Let's just see if I can get that fanning effect. I think the time is actually catching up on me. Okay, might have to adjust a few little values inside the collision code. Glass. Let's try that. Yeah, the collision code the new collision code literally loads up instantly rather than waiting for it to load up the old-fashioned way, the old laggy way. It's kind of doing it. I think it might be the size of the blocks. Tell you what, I'm going to resize the blocks down just slightly. I think I've done it by 3 by 3, and I think I've got about 4 by 4, I believe. Yeah, 4 by 4. But we're back, and we're back. I just realised what I did differently from that cinematic to what I'm doing now. I've actually done a little alteration in between that cinematic and now. This was the alteration. I thought maybe add a velocity to the little parts that come off. So if, let's just say, something hits it really fast, some of that kinetic energy will be transferred over to the smaller part, and it's sort of fan out. That's basically what the code was doing, and that's what was breaking my fingers thing. Or should I say, if I run this and show you it, I'll show you what I mean by this fingers things. I'm not being rude either. So here we go. Sounds a bit iffy, fingers thing. Right, here we go. Look at the lag. There we go. Sort of travelling round the glass, shattering it as it goes. That's actually quite a nice effect, I thought. Yay, got it working. And as you can see there, apart from the lag, some of the parts are not broken, but they will be as soon as their health goes down. So basically what's happening there is I'm creating the little parts and they're touching the other the neighbours, so there might be a little bug there, but it's a nice little effect. I might keep it for glass. So let's restart that. Just trying to remember how I had it in my cinematic, or should I say my recording just now, my test recording if you like. Fire! There you go, different every time. The other part of the collision code I've wrote since then is, you know, when you got loads of parts like this and they're all touching the ground, it creates a massive amount of lag because of Roblox is trying to calculate the physics of every single part unless it's anchored. I've been developing a way of actually counteracting that, where let's just say these parts are stationary on the ground and they're not going anywhere. I've made it part of the collision code to anchor those parts that are not going anywhere and have something below them. So the way I've sort of done that is in a loop going through the debris part, which is basically all those little parts, and checking to see if their velocity, or should I say speed, is above 0. If it is, then it just skips it. If it's equals 0, where it would just anchor it, but there's one problem with that. There's a small chance of actually getting the part going up, let's just say up, and then just coming up to a peak, and then the velocity will be 0, 0, 0, and then gravity will take it back down again. The way I had it coded was if it goes up to that peak, it will anchor it in the air. So I've created a little ray car system to make sure there's a part underneath the said part, to make sure there's a bit of ground underneath it, like one block below. If there is, then it anchors. If there's not, then it just moves. So this should, in theory, it's still not perfected yet, because I think there's still a little bit of trouble with the my raycast thing, but in theory it should work. And I'm also checking to, let's just say, if one part hits another anchored part, it should move. I'm also letting the things move by putting a little tag inside those parts that have just been hit, so it can still move again. Trying to make it as fluid as I can, and that shouldn't be so laggy. So the code that does that is basically this. I'm going through the debris group, finding a tag called ignore in these parts. I'm also looking to see if the velocity is greater than that value there, which is basically 0 if you like. That's positive or negative if you like. And then I'm calling the new function for the raycast to look below this block or any of these blocks, and if it don't find anything, then it skips that bit. If it does find that bit and the velocity is below that value there, then it anchors itself and puts inside itself, or should I say hooks itself up with a touched event. So if it gets touched, it puts in a tag, as I was just saying, so then it can move, and then it waits for I think it's 1/10 of a second, then it gets through the tag, and then it returns to an anchored state if the velocity is of course 0. And that's telling me that's not working the way I think it should, because that should be all anchored now. So still room for improvement, and yeah. So yeah, that's been my little example, if you like, and my Weld dynamic inline weld script, and my collision code version. I guess this is now version 3, no, because I've done one version 2. Yeah, version 3. Blimey, I can't believe I even remember that, because I think I've got version 2 in my 3 models that I've released. This will be the next one. I may even convert it into a plugin, but the way I've coded it now, it won't work as a plugin. It'll work in the game place, because the way it works now, it checks for, I sort of hard coded it for that model group, where I can do model equals script parent, or workspace if you like. Let it do everything in the workspace. Because I've got a movable thing inside the workspace, I did not want to include that cannon. So let's just say if it fired a part, this would go back. I'll show you the animation on that. Let's move that out of the way. Start the game. Yeah, like a normal cannon, it sort of recoils from the shot. If I can't remember if I actually released this cannon. There you go. Yeah, so if I included the cannon, this part here might break. Or should I say, these bits here, because it's going back touching this. So yeah, I need a bit more work on my collision code, but it's getting there. Anyway, if I remember to put it together, as I keep on saying, There should be a little cinematic after this showing this glass break in super slow motion, although in this state I think it's real time more than slow motion. Anyway, hope you enjoyed my little example, and I'll catch you guys later. TGStudios signing out.